The traditional method of changing the automatic transmission fluid results in a high percentage of the fluid being left in the vehicle's torque converter. This happens when the engine is not running, and the remaining fluid cannot drain back to the gearbox sump. Most gearbox sumps don't have a drain plug, and in some cases the sump pan will have to be removed to expose the gearbox filter. Oil filter change intervals may not line up with all oil conditions or mileage change intervals. Therefore, always follow the OEM recommended change intervals for both oil and filter. However, using the ATF changer, it's not only very quick and clean, but will also ensure around 90% plus of the old fluid is replaced in about 3 minutes. This method eliminates the need to drop the sump and allows for a much cleaner fluid change. Follow the gearbox oil feed and return pipes to the connecting point under the vehicle's gearbox radiator, taking note that the gearbox radiator may be integrated within the main vehicle radiator system and is not a separate unit. Using the ATF changer reduces contamination from dust or grime entering the vehicle's automatic transmission. After selecting the right connector for the vehicle's gearbox pipe and applying a sealing tape, the mechanic follows the diagram on the side of the ATF changer, then proceeds with connecting the ATF changer's hose into the vehicle's gearbox fluid line. Once the vehicle is lowered to the working height, the ATF changer is ready to be connected to the vehicle's battery power supply to operate the ATF changer. It's important to connect the black cable to the negative terminal first, then connect the red cable to the positive terminal, then switch on the ATF unit. Add Castrol automatic transmission fluid into the holding tank located at the rear of the ATF changer, making sure you have a sufficient supply. The mechanic confirms the vehicle's correct OEM fluid amount and sets the required exchange rate into the electronic display menu. Ensure the road wheels are free from ground contact and start the engine, allowing the engine to idle. At this point, double-check the ATF changer's pipes for leaks. Once the fluid amount is selected, press the keypad to start the exchange. During the exchange, the mechanic can stop the process to empty the used fluid tank if it's getting full, or adjust the new fluid level depending on the condition of the used fluid being removed. The unit also contains 2 visual windows. The right side shows the new fluid colour, and the old fluid on the left. As the old fluid is removed, the old, darker fluid gradually changes to the new fluid colour. To make sure all the old fluid is removed, run the engine to operate the gearbox. Place the transmission into gear and select each gear in turn during the flushing procedure. This allows the used oil from each gear set, including the torque converter, to be exchanged with the new Castrol ATF fluid. The mechanic can keep a check on the amount of fluid passing through the changer and can also view the old fluid being captured in the used fluid holding tank. The changer can be topped up with new transmission fluid until the mechanic is satisfied that all the old fluid has been replaced and the colour flowing into the tank is the colour of fresh fluid. It's important to note that not all ATF changers are alike, so Castrol recommends reading the equipment instructions that come with other fluid change units. Once the exchange has been completed, it's important to empty the new and old fluid tanks, turn the power off, disconnect the leads from the vehicle's battery, carefully remove the hoses from the vehicle, clean them from any fluid and grime, and replace them back onto the ATF changer. Then make sure all the vehicle's plugs and nuts are reconnected correctly. Finally, it's a matter of safety that mechanics ensure any spilt fluid or grime is cleaned, both on the vehicle and the floor. Wheels are replaced correctly, wheel nuts properly tightened, and check no equipment has been left under the vehicle before lowering it to floor level.